person that gets on here and cries. But this could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and like what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I am trying to be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are, which is ironic because it's religion's supposed to make you love. But I could see it breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it, and they don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay, I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be okay.
Breaking news here in batshit bonkers Britain, where for many of us Trump-supporting, freedom-loving individuals, it's the best day ever. It couldn't be better here in the UK. We have the BBC in absolute ruins. They were unable to announce Trump victory at 7 a.m. and they said Kamala still had a very narrow margin of a route to victory, even though it was obvious she had no route to victory at all. Channel 4's coverage was shite when it started and then completely collapsed, leaving the channel having to play repeat episode of Friends or something because they had no words to speak about the glorious victory of Trump. And now we have a leader of this country who actively sent over his own teams to try and campaign for Kamala. And we have a foreign secretary who called the new president of the United States of America some of the worst names under the sun. So we can look forward to Trump punishing both of them very hard in the near future. For now, I'm just going to indulge myself in all the tears of all the people who said for all the weeks that they said, oh, it's on a knife edge, it's on a narrow margin. Well, looks like Trump won the popular vote, looks like he's got the House and the Senate, and it looks like most of the swing states have gone red as well, and Georgia by 200,000 votes. I mean, truly, one of the best days ever. Just want to say thank you to all the patriots over in America, to let you know that patriots in this country are cheering you on as loudly as we possibly can. God bless Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
What's up, everyone? As you saw from the intro, liberal tears abound. Tonight in the morning is 8:52 a.m. I'm tired. I just did almost 8-hour live stream from start to finish, from the beginning of the election coverage to the end of it with Trump's victory speech. I was through it all, right? And one of the things I want to highlight here is on this channel, you guys may know, I have made many videos critical of Kamala Harris. And one of the videos I made was, don't blame sexism, don't blame racism for Kamala Harris if she loses. And that video encapsulates everything that I knew was going to happen. On Twitter, you got these liberal women saying, don't overthink it. It's because of sexism. No, it's because your candidates suck. And this has been known. Do I need to reiterate again? I have the receipts to prove it on this channel. On this channel, I had something said, the pending collapse of Kamala's campaign. And these liberals, these arrogant liberals, these condescending liberals sitting here with their snooty attitudes, oh, she's going to galvanize the woman vote. You're underestimating women. Black men are scared to support a strong woman. No, we don't want to support a bad candidate, right? Like, this is your candidate. Kamala faked a phone call with a supporter. They clearly use a camera app. But this is the game of pretend that you wanted to play, right? There's something I also wanted to highlight here, sorry. Because there's signals here. There's signals that y'all chose to report, y'all chose to ignore. And no one should be surprised by this result. CNN has the top issue as democracy. Fox News has the top issue as economy, as the economics. The exit polls are BS. Fox News exit poll, 7% of people believe that the country's on the wrong track. Let me ask you this question, Lib. If you're crying, you're mad about the fact that Trump won the election, did people vote like democracy was under threat? Or in my case, your bureaucracy was under threat? or did people vote because they believe that we're going in the wrong direction? And that's something that Democrats have to ask themselves, including their voters. I want to take this clip here from Scott Jennings, who articulated clearly to the mainstream media and people who are in their little bubble, because this is the problem with the Democrats. These are the most insulated people I've ever met. They only get information that they agree with. They themselves are stuck in an echo chamber, but sit here and pretend that conservatives are stuck in the echo chamber. But look at the results. It was a resounding rejection of the Democrat Party. Donald Trump helped win the House, the Senate. Donald Trump won the Electoral College. And most importantly, for these libs, he won the popular vote. You've been resoundingly rejected by the American people. I express the majority opinion. At least I am more closer to the majority opinion of how Americans see the election and the Democratic Party. And instead of taking accountability, you want to blame, you want to have alibis. You want to blame sexism and racism as the reason Kamala Harris didn't win. No, Kamala Harris was a bad candidate, and you're just scared to admit it. But you know what they say, it's easier to fool somebody than to make them realize that they have been fooled. But I digress. Let's look at the commentary from Scott Jennings.
This is a mandate. He's won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004. This is a big deal. This isn't backing into the office. This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like they have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats. Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line. And we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had enough.
Flawless victory. Flawless. Exactly. Those 2 minutes, that was the election. Scott Jennings did a masterful job illustrating that to these mainstream media hacks, right? James Gerdutsky, every one of these people deserves to be fired. They lied to the American people over and over again. They made them mentally ill with their lies. My mom, a victim of this. Fired all of them. And this is what the American people are saying to you loud and clear, mainstream media. And we're here for the aftermath. We're here for the reaction.
Elections with a sense of...
Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, we're here for it. Because we're tired of y'all mess. We're tired.
Come to elections with a sense of humility, simply because polls don't vote, people vote, and so in elections we finally get to hear what the American people have to say. And I've come to this election with an open mind, and I want to know what the American people have to say. What was it? 6 hours ago, I was mystified by what was going on, and now I can't help but think that if this election if it proves out that the millions of people who are watching Fox News, if that ends up being the case, then I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy, simply because of what he's told us, what he wants to do, simply because of what the Supreme Court decided in terms of immunity. I mean, he has said he wants to go after his political enemies.
The funny part is y'all doing that right now. The mainstream media has been going after Trump for 8-9 years already. You've been justifying every action, every unprecedented action that the Biden-Harris administration has done. You guys are just as much at fault. And I like how the fact that he said, I want to come at this with an open mind, but he hasn't asked the most crucial question. How did we get it wrong? Hey, maybe we're projecting something that is not majority of people don't agree with, right? And this is something that you Democrats need to understand. Y'all keep blaming racism, you keep blaming sexism, but here's a guy who said he voted for Harris, and he thinks that Trump's a bad guy. But if you lose the Senate, House, Electoral College, and the popular vote, and you think the lesson is half the country is racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, or stupid, wrong lesson. And the same thing will likely happen in 2028. Hey, let them eat cake. You don't want to learn? You don't want to learn? You don't want to admit that Kamala Harris was a garbage candidate? Sorry excuse for a candidate. The mainstream media, they fooled you Democratic voters. Because Democrats, I'm gonna tell you something about yourselves. Y'all the only people that trust these people on this screen right here. You're the only people that give some legitimacy to people on CNN. Independent voters, definitely Republicans, don't see CNN the same way you see CNN. We see them as, oh, this is biased news. These guys, they have a certain worldview. There's a certain message they want. There's a certain framing. They take the news in. And this is how people look at the mainstream media, as a biased institution that pretends to be objective, while Democrats think that CNN is an objective institution, but in reality, it's bias. Democrats, your perception isn't reality, right? Democrats, you're the kind of people, you're the voters that you're more likely to disown a family member, not associate with a family member, unfriend somebody, block somebody, no longer talk to somebody, alienate somebody because they have a different political opinion than you do. And you claim that conservatives have the echo chamber. Well, who's in the echo chamber now? If you're a leftist, this election proved that you're the one in the echo chamber. And when people try to talk to you, you dismiss us with your typical condescending attitude. You pretend you know more than us. The same way these people are acting. And here in this clip, 18 seconds, but a very profound 18 seconds. Kamala Harris has not overperformed compared to Biden in not a single county. Not a single county has Kamala Harris overperformed than Biden. Make it make sense. That means she was a worse candidate than Biden. But oh, y'all so happy for her, weren't you? I digress. Let's go.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally?
She underperformed Biden compared to 2020. And you think it's racism, sexism. Cope.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
Just like her accomplishments. Literally nothing. Oh my God. You can't write a better storyline. You can't. You can't write a better storyline. Season 8 of Trump it's fire. It's 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it.
Effectively where things are at the end of the evening, but I got to tell you, Savannah, on a day when so many those close to Kamala Harris really felt like they had the momentum, they felt like the vibes were on their side. It quickly appeared
the vibes
clear
were lies.
that, you know, despite her effort to say that we're not going back, that they may be returning to the figures that haunted Democrats.
No, but we're right. We're not going back. We're not going back to democratic governance, democratic leadership. We're not going back to someone who's a part of an administration that majority of the country believe was going in the wrong direction. What kind of vibes were y'all? What Kamala Harris supporters was smoking? Right? But how many negative videos I put out on Kamala Harris? And as an independent conservative, as a conservative that happens to be a non-party affiliated, I outlined why I don't like Kamala Harris. What did the Kamala supporters do? Call me ignorant, condescending, talking down on me, calling me names. Oh, you guys can't even read a page of a book. Project 25. Y'all voting for Project 2025. No. Or we're voting for Agenda 47. And instead of listening, you mock us. Okay. You don't want to hear my concerns? Okay, I'll go to someone who's willing to hear me out. Now y'all lost the election. Now you want to blame men. Oh, look at the Latino men, the black men. We lost because of them. Go kick rocks. You didn't want to listen to our concerns. You didn't want to hear us out, right? You want to keep talking down to us. You want to try to redefine what masculinity is. You want to try to define what a man is. And we just said, hell no. And it's your patronizing messaging is at fault for that. When Democratic strategist was warning Democrats, hey, your messaging is too feminine, it's pushing off men, y'all dismissed it. And look at you now. But y'all want to blame sexism and racism. Kiss my black A.
Back in 2016, where they just didn't have enough to defeat Donald Trump that go around. So many blank stares, glum faces, people not so much holding back tears, but certainly unable to crack a smile here. They had been handing out American flags early on. As some of the early numbers were out, they were cheering and waving those flags. But as the night progressed and they watched the returns come in, no more waving flags. In fact, they asked for the television to be muted here with the returns, with the exception of Hawaii, Colorado, other places that Harris won. They turned them on and got cheers for that. Instead, they blasted music to try to sort of distract from the situation, try to give a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, typical liberal. When things don't go their way, they always got to distract from the information, right? Right? Here's a tweet that Joe Biden did not make, but we all know he's thinking it. That's what you get for kicking me out of the race, you stupid itches. She could not outrun Biden's economy. CNN is basically in mourning right now. Hey, I love to see it. I love to see it.
For Harris.
And the thing about North Carolina, and John has been talking about this and will do more at the wall, is you do have kind of a sense of the country in the state of North Carolina, in that there are growing minority populations, and there is a growing sort of suburban, maybe more moderate population in and around the big cities. And so that is why the Harris campaign thought, with the dynamics of the country right now, that she would have a better shot.
So she assumed, based on people's race, that they will be more in favor of her policies only because of their race. Has she yet went down and talked to these people? No. Right? It's the same thing what liberals do when they see a black man walking on the street. You assume I'm a Democratic voter because of my skin color? Isn't that kind of racist? Wouldn't it be racist if you assumed I was a criminal because of my skin color? But it's not racist that you assume that I'm politically aligned with you because of my skin color? Make it make sense, Democrats. But when I come out here as a black conservative and say that Democrats are still the party of racism, slavery, this idea that they know what's best for you, right? That they're supposed to be managing you. You're supposed to be a slave to their agenda. The Democrats went from physical slavery to mental slavery. And this is why black Democrats love to use this framing, this analogy of the Democrat plantation, because you're still the party of slavery, mental slavery, racial slavery, right? Latinos went against your expectations. You're supposed to be offended about the Puerto Rican joke. No. If Puerto Ricans tell you, no, that's not offensive. Trump didn't say those things. A comedian said an off kind of joke. We all hear bad jokes. There's a lot of bad jokes out there about every group of people. We're not offended by it. Right? And in hindsight, the comedian highlighted a problem that many Americans weren't aware of. There's a trash crisis in Puerto Rico. The mainstream media, no one took this angle. Like, if I was in CNN, I would have taken this angle and say, hey, look, the comedian pointed out an actual problem that's actually going on in Puerto Rico, and no one cared about it until this man said a joke about it. But instead of framing it that way, they try to frame it negatively to what? Hurt Trump. This just exposed this event is another rebuke of the media narrative, and I'm here for it.
But look, the headwinds of the economy, the inflation that people are feeling, the difficulty in their everyday lives.
Yeah, she could not outrun Biden economy.
Yeah.
And she didn't even try. She didn't criticize Biden at all, right? When asked by The View, oh my God, please, when does The View start? Leave it in the comment section. I need to see that. I need to see that. I'm home today. Hey, I got time today. I need to see that clip. Need it. I need it. Because the CNN, y'all finally, y'all done it. I told you, don't let Trump win. Don't vindicate me, right? Here's the guy named Justin. 45% of Latinos while running on Donald Trump won 45% of Latinos while running on mass deportation campaign. I don't get it, man. Racist ass. So you assume Latinos are all here illegally? Dummy. Democrats, y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to reflect. Did you ever consider the possibility that Latinos are legal citizens? Yes, most Latinos in this country are legal. Legal migrants, legal citizens. Illegals make up the minority of these people. But here they are. Oh, mass deportation is a threat to Latinos, just like being tough on crime is an issue against black men. When majority of black men don't commit crimes. Majority of black people don't commit crimes. Majority of black people aren't criminals. But being tough on crime somehow is going to hurt black America? Racist ass liberals, I'm telling you. They expose themselves every single time, and they're sitting here trying to virtue signal on us. Get out of here. Black women on the cry on the online about how black men are voting against their best interest, at least the 20%. No, we're not. It's just you don't understand us. Just say that. Don't sit here trying to psychoanalyze what we thought. We told you what we thought. Yo, your candidate's bad. We don't like none of her policies. We think Trump has a better policy. Make a better pitch. Instead, what you try to do? Gaslight us, mock us, send Obama to wag his finger at us. We told you we don't like it. Instead of making Obama apologize, instead of defending us, we like, okay, or we see how it is. And then you want to get mad? Get out of here. If I reverse everything Obama said and he was talking to black women like that, y'all would be reacting the same damn way and y'all know it. But y'all want to turn a blind eye. Okay.
Not all working class voters are members of unions, right? And so there's a huge portion that correct. And I think that gets overlooked. And while we can all say, but Donald Trump does absolutely nothing for them, that's true from a policy perspective.
It's not true. It's not true. Illegals are competing for American jobs. Illegals are taking job opportunities away from Americans and allowing corporations to lower prices, right? Supply and demand, right? Because they know illegals will take these jobs for cheaper labor. In Detroit, a bunch of black people got finished getting fired, and they all know they're going to get replaced by illegals. So you just said a false statement completely. Like this is the lies we're talking about from the mainstream media. You bring out an assumption, you make a claim that is not true, and then you're going to get mad about Donald Trump spreading misinformation when you're guilty of the same thing. Make it make sense. You're guilty of the thing you accuse Trump of being guilty of. And many Americans are waking up to this fact because you're the same people. This is the same political class that says don't do your own research because they can conflict with consensus. This is why I hate social media creators. This is why I hate influencers like me. Because you hate the fact that you can't control the narrative anymore.
They look around and somehow still they feel connected with his personality. They like the way he speaks. And he speaks to them and says, you are forgotten. You know what Joe Biden did? He forgave student loan debt for college educated people who have all sorts of job opportunities. You continue to be forgotten.
Hey, that's the only point. That's the only solid point that she made. But y'all here crying, right? Look at this. This is supposed to be unbiased and neutral. Did that sound unbiased and neutral to you? This is what Americans are talking about.
I think this is a big, huge part of the story that it's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X, who is a disinformation propagandist and now has a direct...
AKA someone who's saying opinions that I don't like. Wow. But you're not a disinformation expert? Look at the crap y'all spew on your channel. If it was so popular, how did Donald Trump win the popular vote? Winning the popular vote means America refused to live another 4 years under Democrat rule. The Biden era was that bad. To my Democrat friends, Trump is not even close as bad as your tribe pretends he is. Bill Maher, we're talking to you. Your tribe is way worse than you think it is and does pretty much everything it accused the other side of doing. It'll be okay, but get out of your echo chamber, please. Message to Democrats everywhere. And, I don't think it'll be right by me, right, to not highlight exactly how Donald Trump won. I think this is a perfect illustration. This is a 30-second clip of, some sanity at CNN and actually being objective here in this instance, in this 38-second clip. So let's watch.
Take the white out of that.
It's just about working class people.
The gains among black men, the gains among Latino men are among people who work with their hands, who have been punished, the conversations that strike you from 15 months on the road is, I could afford a new car, but then if any prices go up, I can't take that loan. Like I cannot put, there's no way. So you're asking your mechanic, can I keep this thing on the road for a little bit longer? And your Christmas time, you're telling your kids you're getting one gift, not two. Or we were going to try to go to Disneyland, but we're not this year.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the amusement park, that's a couple hours away by car, but we're not going to Disneyland or some big thing like that. These are the conversations you're having in state after state after state with people who have working class jobs. And take the white out of that.
It's just about
a moment of clarity, right? A moment of clarity. right? Democrats, wake up. Majority of Americans believe you're going in the wrong direction. Majority of Americans believe only Americans should be voting in an election. What the Democrats are doing? The Democrats are literally doing everything that's opposite of what's in the best interest of Americans, and you think they would have won? Are you stupid? I don't mean to lecture, but I mean, this is the Democrat Party. The main criticism against Kamala Harris was her MO was she only knows how to talk to Democrats. This is the MO on Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris only knows how to talk to Democrats. She doesn't know how to talk to non-Democrats. She don't know how to talk to independent voters. She don't know how to talk to Republican voters, and it showed. But you want to blame racism and sexism instead of the sorry excuse for a candidate that you decided to anoint as your nominee, Democratic Party. But yeah, but keep blaming us, we victory lapping on y'all right now. We're enjoying ourselves, right? Because this is a clean victory right here. Y'all got no excuses. Popular vote, Trump got that. House, Trump got that. Senate, Trump got that. Electoral college, Trump definitely got that. You need to look at yourselves. Y'all need to worry about what y'all did. Y'all need to see how y'all contributed to this problem. Y'all need some personal accountability, personal responsibility, as a conservative would like to say, instead of blaming everything but yourself. Because the problem is, if you started blaming yourself more than you blame everything else, you probably would have had a better chance at winning this election. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite meltdown moments. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. I know this is a long one, but hey, I don't give a damn. Honestly, I don't care, because I feel like these 30 minutes was important for me to articulate exactly how I saw the aftermath of this election coming. But I digress. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.